everyone, welcome back to Allison's ESL Kitchen. This is where we practice English, we cook food, and we sometimes even dance. Today what I'd like to make with you is buffalo style cauliflower. So buffalo style usually means that you put a rich, spicy sauce on top of chicken or a vegetable. So today we are going to use cauliflower, which then I will add a nice batter, which we will talk about more. And then I'm going to make a rich sauce with a base of just this simple hot sauce. All right, let's get started. Have you heard of the keto diet, also called the ketogenic diet? It's very popular these days, and you can find it all over the internet and all over YouTube. Today I'm going to make these cauliflower buffalo bites keto style. That means that I will not be using any grains, and I will be keeping this low carb. Therefore, today I'm going to use almond flour as the coating on top of my cauliflower. What I'm going to do first is create the coating that will go on the cauliflower. I will first take almond flour. So what this is it's flour that is made of finely mashed up raw almonds. This gets it very light and fluffy, similar to the texture of regular flour. I'm going to put some in a bowl. I'm just eyeballing it here. Eyeballing it, which means that you are just guessing at the amount. I'm not actually measuring it. I'm not too concerned. I'm also eyeballing some sea salt. There will be plenty of salt in the hot sauce as well, so I don't need too much salt right here. We just want to give the vegetables some nice flavor. One last ingredient is some garlic powder. I'm sprinkling this in here fairly generously. Generous means to use a lot. Lightly would be to use a little. And here I have my nice fresh farm eggs. I'm going to use one egg in a separate bowl. So here is my flour and seasoning. And in this bowl, I'm going to just mix one egg. This way, I can take each piece of cauliflower, put it in the egg, put it in the flour, and put it on a tray. It will then bake in the oven. So my next step is to crack open the egg here in this bowl, like I said. Crack it open. Now I'm going to whisk the egg. Egg is like glue, right? So it works beautifully at helping the flour or any sort of a batter to stick to the vegetable or the meat that you want the coating on. All right. Why do I have such large bowls, you ask? Well, good question. This way I can take my egg, the glue, and I can just add all of my cauliflower pieces. Pop on a lid and give it a really good shake. Whatever rhythm you prefer, go for it. Yes, so we just shook up our cauliflower and egg. And take a peek right there. It's all perfectly nicely coated because we gave it a good little shake. Now we're going to do the same thing in the flour. And again, I have a lid so we can shake it and evenly spread the crumbs and the seasoning over each part of the cauliflower. Okay, now we take the cauliflower that has been coated in the egg, and I'm going to pour it directly into the flour seasoning bowl. Lid on. Nice and tight, because we're going to do another little shake. This is the best part of cooking. When you get to do stuff like this. Okay, so now let's take a look that we've shaken it up. Oh, that's beautiful. See that nice coating on top of all the cauliflower? It has the egg underneath that's holding it together like glue. And then we have this nice almond flour seasoned with salt and garlic. This is perfect to bake. Let's get that started. So here, I've taken my baking sheet and lined it with parchment paper. As you know, my favorite is parchment paper for baking or cooking something in the oven. I am going to transfer each piece of cauliflower to the tray with parchment paper. If it gets crowded, it's okay. The more the merrier. Common expression, the more the merrier, which means the more people involved, the better the time. In this case, the more cauliflower, the yummier the food. And that is it for the cauliflower on the tray. This is ready to go into an oven at about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. After the cauliflower becomes tender and it starts to brown, we will know it's ready. So now what I'm going to do is make the buffalo sauce. Again, this is named after a city in New York, Buffalo. And they made the chicken wings famous because of the spicy sauce that they would put on the outside of the chicken wings. So what we're going to do is create our own buffalo sauce here that we will add to the cauliflower when it's done baking. I'm going to use a small dish and I'm going to generously add butter. We have to coat all of the cauliflower, and since we are cooking on a low carb diet, these nice high quality fats are beneficial. So I will use plenty of butter. Let's go for one more. Pat of butter. When you cut a slice of butter, oftentimes it is called a pat of butter. All right, so that is enough pats of butter. And I'm going to warm this up, and I will mix it then with this traditional hot sauce, and it will make a nice buffalo dressing that will go on top of the cauliflower. Is there anything better than a nice dish filled with melted butter? Not in my house. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this melted butter, and remember, generously means to add quite a bit or a lot of something. Oh, it smells good. The smell of butter and hot sauce. Pretty good. I'm going to whisk it again. This whisk has been very useful on this episode for this dish. Now I'm going to place this aside, and when we're done, we're going to pour it all over and mix it around with the cauliflower, and the dish will be ready to eat. All right, here we have our crispy browned cauliflower in that beautiful almond flour coating. Again, cauliflower, if you did not understand this before, is that beautiful white vegetable that grows. It's called a head. So it grows in a head and it's white. It's similar to broccoli, and it grows in a head out of the ground, and then you can cut the cauliflower into florets. So florets mean the small pieces of cauliflower that we have here. This is a floret, similar to like a mini flower. So I'm going to dress it with this butter, hot sauce, to use a simple utensil and slowly move them around in the hot butter. So now I just want to gently toss this cauliflower in the sauce. Oh, it smells so good. And this is just about ready. Mixed in the sauce. Beautiful. Now we simply need a side dipping sauce, whichever you prefer. Something like a ranch dip. Blue cheese goes very nicely with the hot sauce of the buffalo seasoning. Otherwise, you can just simply dress it with a little bit of color. These are fresh green onions from my garden. And this is good to go for any type of an occasion that you need to serve a quick, healthy, delicious dish.